Hello everyone and welcome to KYETalks. I am Sonal Ambekar, your host for this interview. On this digital platform, we talk to various entrepreneurs who tell us why they chose not to be stuck with the regular 9 to 5, but they wanted to do something different. They wanted to chase their passion. One such entrepreneur we will be talking to today in this interview is Mr. Jonah Joseph, the founder of SteamPress. SteamPress provides customers with unique laundry services like shoes, helmet, bags, cleaning, and they provide these services in whole of Mumbai with a hassle-free pickup and drop service. So let's ask Jonah to tell us more about his venture. Hi Jonah, good afternoon.
Hi Sonal, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure for us. Can you tell us about your venture?
So the fun thing about SteamPress was it was not into shoes. When we first started SteamPress, the whole idea was to provide customers with great ironing service. So that was the whole thing. So me and I had a founder back then. So our whole motive was to pick a small area and help customers with their ironing services. So that's how the whole thing started. We ran it for almost, I think, a year and a half, and we had a lot of customers, surprisingly, a lot of customers. We had to hire people and things like that.
Okay.
But I think after a phase, we had to change the way SteamPress functions. So that is the whole reason where we pivoted the model and we said we are going to start shoes, bags, something different that we could cover all over Mumbai rather than a small area. So that's the whole journey of SteamPress today.
Yeah, when I got to know that your venture is into laundry services for bags and belts and helmets, and that was something new. That is something I could relate with. And I, as a woman, I know that it's a task to clean your bags. So it's definitely something new and something that people would really relate to and would understand this new, this new idea you've come up with, and they would want to, get your services. So I'll move on to my first question. What was your motivation behind being an entrepreneur? Why did you choose to be an entrepreneur instead of the regular 9 to 5 jobs that people usually are comfortable with?
Yeah, I think a regular 9 to 5 job is a very competitive space, I guess, to be in. I could never do it. I've tried working multiple places before I could this, but I could never do it. And I found people who do it to be so good, not that they're doing it, but they're so good at what they do,
Yeah.
And they're so consistent that they can do that. And I was just not that thing. I just couldn't do it. So I think I had to be an entrepreneur early. Maybe start a small business or something. That was what I would end up doing. But the journey altogether has been super tough. That's what I would say. It's been super tough. It's because in the entire SteamPress journey, we were only figuring out how do we make this business work, because it was so unique. Even the ironing service is a unique business. So how do I tell people so we are always figuring out how do we do it? How do we make this operational? So it's been a tough thing. We've never gone to do things that were already present in the market. We tried something new. So we were very stressed during this entire journey. So I think entrepreneurship is very tough.
Yeah. I'm sorry, how did you come to how did you decide the name SteamPress?
Okay. So I think I just wanted it to be like if someone read the name, they should just know, because we went to ironing and we wanted to use steam to iron people's clothes. Oh. So we said SteamPress.
Yeah.
I didn't use my brains much on that.
You wanted people to understand what your venture is just by the name of it. So they won't have to
just by reading it. Even the logo back then was just an iron, a normal iron. Wow. So if someone sees it, they should just know, okay, this is what they do, and you just give it to them. It was as simple as that.
That's very interesting. So my next question to you is, what gives you a sense of accomplishment in this venture? What gives you that, what makes you wake up in the morning that, yes, this is a new day and I want to achieve new things? What is it in this venture that gives you that sense of accomplishment?
I think for me, it's a very little things, that I can do in a day. So if it's, let's say, even using the team using internal softwares, if they're using an internal software to communicate with the logistic team and all, I just get that to be better one day. I just upgrade it, or I figure out how we could make automate it. Things that we communicate with the customer rather than doing it manually. How can we automate that process?
Yeah.
So a little automation, then something else has come. So I just build on that. So whenever someone uses a service like SteamPress, they should never feel that it's a small company because it does not have certain things.
Yeah, the small things.
The automation that we have should be as good as companies like large corporations. So people should wonder how are these guys able to do it? There should be an innovation when you function also, as well in the business also.
Yeah, like they say, you connect to the people, and if you as an entrepreneur are able to connect to your clients on that level, that is how the word spreads. I understand.
Exactly.
So
I've always been automating something, and I just love that. It gives me happiness when I see the end result that, okay, it's functioning, and there's positive sales because of that. So I think that's great.
Yeah, definitely. What you said sounds really great. I mean, upgrading your systems to make it user friendly for the clients is how you get more clients, is how the word spreads, right? So I'm sure your journey, like you said, has been a tough one. So there must have been certain barriers, challenges, obstacles. So what were these barriers that you faced, and how did you overcome them?
Okay, that's actually a tough question,
because but I'm sure it must be an interesting one.
Yeah, because I think the time for day that we said that we're going to start SteamPress, I think from that day itself the problems had started, and it's a job of a entrepreneur to solve all these problems, and it keeps coming, and no matter what big of a bigger team you have or how capable it is, how capable they are, the problems keep coming, and you are always solving problems, I always had this notion in my mind. I always thought that if I have a problem, I'll hire someone for it. I'll get it done from somewhere else. I always had that thing. Let's give it to someone else to do it. If we can't solve it. Yeah. But I think it eventually ends up coming on me, and I have to deal with the problem. And that's how it is like. So it keeps coming. So right now could be the COVID time, this was like the biggest problem. But I think the best thing for us was that we've been through such tough phases over the journey that I think I knew what to do during these tough times to just, pause the business for a minute and then start again, and things are working according to plan. So it's great.
Since you mentioned this pandemic, COVID-19 that is going on, so how has it affected your venture?
I think, a year back, we were at a very, I think, medium sales, and due to a certain kind of hiring and, upgradation, we were able to increase sales at least 10 times in just a couple of 10 months. So 10 times the sales amount had increased. The best part was that we thought that it was a good opportunity to expand, and this was our time where we wanted to expand, but certain plans had to be stopped because of, the entire lockdown and this. So those plans got affected. Then definitely, I think everyone have been affected, or every business as a major, just paused. And I think we all understand that. So I think as a businessman, I'm helping a lot of other people, if they, to get things, like it's fine if you don't pay today, you can just pay tomorrow, So there are the little things, and a lot of businesses are helping, so helping each other. So I think we'll get along together very well.
I think this pandemic is about to, get over, and Mumbai is going to jump back to what it was.
Definitely.
There's hope. What at this point, what are the factors that will help you achieve your business aspirations? Like, what is required of you at this point?
At this point, I think I got a good amount of time to go back and think where I want to take SteamPress. I think I had, with the entire growth that we had, I had lost that vision, that I had 4 years back of what I'm going to make SteamPress. I think over the way I had lost it, So I
Okay.
think these months of lockdown was me going back to understanding why I had started it. Why did I take so much effort on this one idea? So
Yeah.
understanding what is the broader aim of SteamPress. I think I was able to go back. Um, Second thing is like I realized there are a lot of things that I could change, you know, and it's like as simple as we have something called shoe donation at in SteamPress,
Okay.
so where customers kind of give their old shoe to us, we'll pick it up from your house, we wash it, and we donate it ahead. You know, it was
Wow.
something, but it was very small. It's something that we can do because we
It's
have
very
that
small.
kind of client base.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's very
we have the client
meaningful.
base. Correct. So this was something very little, and I think over the days I've realized that this is something that I want to grow within SteamPress. You know,
Yeah.
like I do not want to advertise it. I don't want it to be. I don't want people to look at it as SteamPress is doing something good. Definitely, but I want it to have a lot of more meaning. To connect more people and to do it better. So I think that's something I'm going to work on. I'm working on as the days go. So
I
let's see.
can definitely tell you're very passionate about SteamPress. I can tell by the way you're talking
Correct.
about it.
Yeah.
So, I know that SteamPress is 4 years old, right?
Correct.
So, how would you say has this venture changed you as a person?
Okay. So I think when I started SteamPress, the funny story is that I was in church, on a Sunday morning, and I happened to see two people standing in the front, and one person was wearing a very well ironed t-shirt, you know,
Yeah,
and the other person was wearing a very crumpled shirt. So I said, if these two people pay the same amount of money, why don't they get the same amount of quality?
yeah,
So that was the thought in my mind. I thought that during the entire the service, I went home, I spoke to my friend, and then I said, okay, this can make sense. Let me start an ironing service as a trial. So that's how it all started. So for me, back then it was just getting the thing done. I can get things done very fast. So if I have to achieve something, a lot of strings and things, and I can get the thing done. But I really would never understand is this is what I want, or do I like is it something else? You know.
yeah,
So right now, I think when I work on something, I keep the aim in mind. This is what has to be achieved in whatever way we go, and this is why we are doing it. So now I'm more aware of what I'm doing. I just do it with the urge, but I just know now what I have to do.
so
So
you're focused. You've
that
become
has
more
changed over
focused.
4 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can tell.
took me
You've
4 years
become
for
more
that.
focused, right? I can tell. It definitely has been a good, tough, but very interesting journey of SteamPress, I'm sure.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Um, so since you were yourself a person who took a leap of faith and entered into this entrepreneurship journey, so what are the words of wisdom you would like to give to the budding entrepreneurs? There are some people who have ideas but who are really scared to take that leap of faith and go ahead with their ideas. So what are the words of wisdom you would like to share with these people?
I think so. I just think that sometimes we get so much into what we are doing and our idea that we tend to we don't look at it from someone else's perspective. Because sometimes an idea may not make that sense at a particular time. And putting a lot of effort in it, you really do not understand, should I work towards it or should I not work towards it? So I think is you should, once you realize that it's not working, you should jump off. I think you should just jump off, because it sometimes this can lead you to a very bad position, if you don't do it right, you know, because we all aim to go up, no one
Yeah,
aims to go down. So
yeah,
sometimes
true.
this could lead you to that downfall. So you should know what works for you, at one point of time. So I think for us, when we were doing our ironing service, I just related to that. So when we were doing our ironing service, everything was going great, but it was just that I realized that certain numbers the coming months, with the growth, with the way we are expanding, is going to lead to a loss, to a major loss.
Yeah.
So that's the decision we took, and we said we are going to pivot to a laundry, which is like in shoes and this. So that pivot itself was a very big jump. I think around 2,500 ironing customers back then, you know. So we are talking about huge volume of clothes coming in, and huge volume, like. So taking that was like a suicide attempt, going into something where there's not even a single order. We do not have a single order in shoes, but we have at least maybe 350 orders of ironing over here. So we had to take that jump at one point, and I'm glad we took that jump. So we are in a better position now. So yeah.
Services for cleaning of bags and shoes and what else was it? Helmet. So what exactly do you mean by cleaning these things and steaming them, like SteamPress? What exactly does it mean?
So the thing is, the cleaning that we have is an entire manual process, so we upgraded over a period of time. So, usually people may take a pair of shoes or bag and just put it in the washing machine and bring it out.
Soak it for a while and wait for it to dry.
That causes a lot of damage to the shoe. It ends up removing the glue off, and it does not clean it also properly. You cannot clean most of the things.
Yeah.
So the cleaning of SteamPress is very manual. I realized that, we could automate or get some machinery in the cleaning. We go and make that, We go and see how we could kind of create those brushes, and then we start putting them into processes. So the cleaning is very manual, we keep innovating that process.
It was a very good interview, I must say. I got to learn a lot about your venture, your unique idea, which I totally support, because that is something I would myself need service for. Bags, like you said, I usually put my bags in the machine or soak it for a while and put it out in the sun to dry. But now I know that is not how to go about it. So I think I might use your service as well. This was a very good interview, Jonah. Thank you for talking with us.
Great.